No,
Okay.
Koel will start first. Then Tanay, you will introduce the speaker. Okay. Recording started.
Good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon to all in the two-day state-level workshop on QGIS and GPS organized by the Department of Geography of Birbhum Mahavidyalay and Department of Geography of Shailajananda Falguni Sriti Mahavidyalay in collaboration with Prantik Care the Earth. Now we have reached to the second technical sessions of the first day of the state-level workshop on QGIS and GPS. And today we have had with us Sri Mushtaq Ali, GIS expert and scientist, C grade, Assam Remote Sensing Application Center from Guwahati, Assam, who will help us for learning in detail about the concept of image supervision classifications, preparation of land use land cover map, and its supervised classification using LULC mapping. Now I will invite Tonoy to introduce Sri Mushtaq Ali sir to all of us so that we can hear his presentations regarding QGIS and GPS. Over to you, Tonoy.
All of teachers means sir and madam and students আমাদের সাথে জয়েন্ট হয়েছেন আমাদের মুস্তাক আলী স্যার, উনি সায়েন্টিস্ট আসাম স্টেট রিমোট সেন্সিং সেন্টারের সি গ্রেডের। সো আমি স্যারকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব, স্যার প্লিজ স্টার্ট ইউর প্রেজেন্টেশন, স্টার্ট ইউর ক্লাস। তো
Thank you, Koel and Tane. So today's session about what I am given is for supervised classification. So before I start, I'll say myself that I am working as a GIS developer in Assam Remote Sensing Application Center, and my work experience. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Visible.
Okay. So basically I develop softwares and I do image processing. So when I say image processing, there are many things, there are many ways basically we can do image processing. All of you have heard about ADAS Imagine. Yeah. Yes, everyone.
yes sir.
Okay. Before I start again, I would like to know that how many participants are there? 30 I can see, like of like graduate level or master's level. May I know?
Sir, all of them are from UG courses.
Okay, UG courses, right?
UG course, PG course আছে, research scholar, and some of the PhD holder, faculty members.
That's great. So so there are different ways. All of us have heard about ADAS Imagine, and all of us know that how long process it takes for supervised classification in ADAS Imagine. So we are all familiar with. So first we need to download the image, and then we do some clustering, and then we pre-process, and then we get the classification, and then we do the vectorize, and then we get some analysis results. But today what I'm going to show is some very easy ways that using programming languages or with little knowledge of programming languages, we can do very easy way of classifications. So you can see my screens, right? Yeah.
Yes.
These are my
Yes,
these
sir,
are
it was
some
visible.
these are my some developments in my office that I developed. So and then what I'm going to show today is this one, semi-automatic classification plugin for QGIS, open source. How many of you know this? May I know? Anyone of have heard it about this?
Yes, some of the people we know that,
Some of the
but because of the workshop, you should continue with the course.
okay. So today what I'm going to show you this QGIS plugin, that is semi-automatic classification plugin for QGIS. And after that, I will also show that with programming, we can do without any software, without any hardware, we can do a classification that I have done in this year for using Google Earth Engine. And even if you don't have QGIS, even if you don't have hardware, software, then also we can perform image classification using these two very useful website. You can note it down, that is eos.com, land viewer, and the other is sentinelhub.com. Okay, so first I will start with this, that what is that. So the semi-automatic classification plugin is a free open source plugin for QGIS that allows the semi-automatic classification, that where we can do supervised and unsupervised classification easily. So what is the benefit of this is, like, if we go and purchase ADAS Imagine, then we know that how costly it is. And again, we think that ADAS Imagine, the crack version what we get, gives us the same output what the original software gives. Then it's not true. The crack do not gives us very correct result when we do supervised and unsupervised classification. That we have to keep it in mind. So maybe we think, like, because when I do the programming at the back end, the tools which are given in the crack, that do not support the fully classification network models that we need to know. So instead of doing a crack software and ADAS Imagine, we can get this QGIS. I think the first session was there where QGIS has been shared, right? So in that platform itself, so I will show you how to do that. So that semi-automatic classification, so it provides several tools for the download free images, where we can download Lancet image, Sentinel-2 image, Sentinel-3 image, even the DEM Moody's data also, and we can process it. So next, this is the link where we can download. So the best part of this is, like, if you are knowing that these tools, the NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, these are very useful for raster calculation, and these are open source Python library. So this helps us for classification of raster images. So that we need to know. Then the next is that how the configurations are done, that I will show you. How
Sir,
the SCP
sir,
doc, yeah, sorry, yeah, anyone?
yes, it will be better if you go for the slideshow mode
Slideshow mode. Oh,
presentation.
okay, this is okay.
It is it is better.
Okay. So what is SCP doc, that I will show you. Then I will show you that how to download the Lancet data. I will also show you how to download the Sentinel data. Then after download, how to input that file in SCP input. Then I will show you how to create the training input file. Then I will show you how to take the region of interest. Then I will show you how saving that, and then different classes, and then the results. Okay. So I will also explain about I will mostly do with the Sentinel-2, because Lancet data is very old and Sentinel has a high resolution, better than Lancet. So that I will show you how to calculate that. Okay. So I will play all of you are having this QGIS.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all it is open,
Sir,
right?
it will be, sir, it will be better because
Yeah.
in our syllabus there are two satellite images mentioned. That is the
Yeah.
Landsat and the LIS 3 image.
Okay.
Okay.
Landsat and list
ETM
3, right?
data, Landsat ETM plus,
Yeah, yeah.
Landsat ETM plus, and the LIS 3.
Okay.
It is mentioned there in the syllabus.
Okay. I think I have got the steps. It is very similar with the Lancet and List 3 Sentinel, because there is only 1.5 hour session. So I have downloaded the data. The data downloading takes a time. I will show you all the
Okay.
things.
Okay.
Like the replica is very easy. There is no doubt about it. Any difficulties there, I'm there to help it. There is no issue, because like if I show all the step by step, it will take more hours. So that's why I have downloaded data with Sentinel, because in classification, what happens, ma'am, is that more the resolution is better, the more we get a good classification result. So in that way, I have taken Sentinel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, I will show with this Sentinel data first, and then I will say that how that will be how that can be replicated with Landsat. There is no doubt in that. Like, it's a very easy thing. What I'm showing is that all we know that ADAS and all these are very time consuming, but this tool, what I'm showing today, will be very benefited to all whoever are there in this online session. So easily it can be done with a little effort. Everyone can do it. All the UG student, masters, research scholars, whoever is there, they can easily, they need not to go for crack or ADAS. Imagine, they can easily do it. Okay. So what I ask everyone is that please open the QGIS software. Is it okay? I will show the steps first, but even though, like, if you follow me the steps, then you can easily do it. First, I will request that everyone to open the this QGIS. Everyone has it, right? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. So first, if you open the QGIS, and then first you need to go for this plugin, manage and install plugin. You need to have an internet connection, and then you type SCP. Can you see the semi-automatic classification plugin? And then you have to install the plugin. So it will take some data of yours. So it is downloading. As it is downloaded, it is taking some time.
স্যার একটু আগে বলবেন স্যার
Yeah, you can go to plugin.
হ্যাঁ স্যার
And then the plugin, if you go for all, there is a search button over there.
জি স্যার
Can you follow me? Again, I'm saying manage all install plugin.
ইয়েস স্যার
And then you type SCP. And when you type SCP, there will be two lists, it will come. So when you switch alter that, you will find that it is written semi-automatic classification, and that you need to install, not the first one. Okay, so you have to keep it in mind whenever you do it again. So where it is written the semi-automatic classification plugin, that you need to process it. Done. So after that, I'm showing it in the demo video, so that you can see that this is the interface of QGIS plugin. Okay, this is the interface of QGIS plugin. Everyone can follow me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I have been given this challenging task of 1.5 hours, and you all know that image classification is a very vast thing, So I'm not going into a very detail. Like, I hope that all you know about the image classification theory part. What I'm going to show today is a new way of image classification, supervised classification, in a very easier way, where all the things are very categorically given, and it is easier to perform. Okay, so where I need to go is that this is the interface of SCP. You can see the SCP, it is written. Whoever is doing the practical part on their desktop, after installing, you might have seen the similar kind of interface. Hope everyone is seeing this. Okay, and then after installing that, what you need to do is, see, these are some tools are there. Okay, these are the tools that I will explain. What are these tools? Okay, what is this platform? First, we will see that in the QGIS there is a SCP function has come up. Earlier it was not there. Okay, so here what we need to do is, first is that we need to go to post processing. Okay, and settings. Can you see settings? Why there we need to go in the settings is that our hardware compatibility issues are there. So all you know that your RAM has maybe in your computer, that is 4 GB RAM, maybe 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM. So accordingly, when we do image classification, we all know that our computer RAM takes a huge amount of processing power. So that we need to allocate before we do the image classification. So this software allows us to do some settings, that how much RAM we want to allocate for this particular process of image classification. So this is what it is showing. So you can see that how much RAM you want to give it. Maybe you want to give 2 core CPU threads and available RAMs, how many available RAMs are there and how much you want to allocate. Let it be default for this time. But if you want to process for a bigger area, maybe for whole Kolkata area, or for Assam, for India, then accordingly you need to accelerate your RAM so that the results comes at a faster. Otherwise it will take 2-3 days also. That you need to understand. Okay, now what I need to do is that I will need to download what I need to do. I need to download the image. So what I will do, I will go to SCP there and then download the product. Can you follow everyone? Is there any difficulties till here?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any kind of difficulties in following the steps, please ask. Okay. So then when we click that download option, this interface comes. If you are following my steps and then you are using your own desktop and you are simultaneously you're opening, you will see that this is the interface it comes. Okay, so when this interface comes, first we need to do is that go to login. Can you see this login? There are three tabs are there: login, search, and download. So a login means either what we can do is that all you know that USGS, all you know where we can download, right? See, it is written over there, USGS. Okay, and you all know that earth data nasa.gov.in is also there, and Copernicus, that is European platform, is also there. These two are of USA product and this is of Europe product. So Copernicus has recently in 2016 has also done MOU with this USA government, and they are providing the Sentinel and other European satellite imageries to USGS and NASA also. So this time I was not aware of, your madam has told me that I was not aware that the Landsat and these things. So I thought of like list 3 was better. So I downloaded that. That is my apology. Maybe in that I will show you that you can download it, the Landsat. You will not get the list 3 data because list 3 is an Indian product. So that you have to download from Bhuban. I think all of you are aware of that Bhuban portal. So you can download it from there, and that list 3 data that I will show, but Landsat you can do it from here. So next is that what I need to do is that you have to create a user ID. Either you can go to Copernicus program and then create a registered user ID and put it over here. So I have given user and password over there for 3. So you are getting that. If you don't give, you cannot download. Okay. Then you need to go for search. That this search is what that basically it allows us to download directly from here. I think most of you are knowing that how to download data from USGS. So that there you need to log in, and then you have to create an AY, and then you have to see the cloud, that this % cloud data is there, then the date filter, and the other that this is a pre-processed or not. Those things you need to do. So those same thing you can do it over here also. So you can see that is lat long data are been given here. So you need to provide the lat long data. There, if you go, you can see that if you click over there, it is written Sentinel-2. So if you click over, if you are doing in the QGIS itself now, then if you click over here, you'll see that Landsat data is are also there. And simultaneously, if you go the date, that from their period to this period you need, so that date you need to give, and simultaneously how much cloud cover data, your limit for the cloud cover data, because your date is priority, then you have to compromise with the cloud, and if your date is not priority, you can go with the cloud also, like you can minimize that. And then there is easy option is there, that if you click this button, you can see that OpenStreetMap. There you can directly search over your place, and then that automatically the lat long will be shown over here. Okay, so you can see that. So that when we click that this OpenStreetMaps comes. So if I select the AY over here, it will automatically take the lat long data. Can you see? And the most important part, the madam was telling me that you don't have Sentinel, so you can down. Similarly, everything is same, nothing is different. So just you need to know about that Sentinel-2 has how many bands, and list that Landsat, whichever, either you're taking 7 program or 8 program or Landsat 4, 5 or 1, those band composition you need to know, just band details, else nothing you need to know. So if you select over that, I have selected this time for Sentinel-2, you can take Landsat 8 or 7 for as per your syllabus program, or whoever is like you may be interested in DEM also, then Ester level 1T data is also there. if you are interested in some atmospheric studies, then Modi's data is also there. That is the beauty part of this. ADAS Imagine do not provide this kind of facilities. So you can select whatever you want, and then you can see that I can modify the date, and you can see the result has automatically come over here, and you can preview it. If you select over this, then if you click that, the preview comes. Okay, so I can see that which the satellite imagery is. That you can see that this is very important. Okay, L2823, this L you need to keep it on. That's what I'm saying. Later on I will show that why it is important. Now see that whatever the data you have searched, you can see that I have downloaded only Sentinel-2 data. Similarly, for those AOI, the Landsat data is also available. Landsat 4 data is also available. Landsat 11, 8 is data is also available, and these are the bands. Okay, so here all the bands have come. Sentinel-3 is also there, and GOE is also there. Okay, so now I don't need the pre-processing images, that I need to off it. Okay, and then you have to run it. So if you are following my steps now itself, and if you go this giving the login data search and then coming to the download option, you can, if you press the run button, your data will be downloaded. So this is the first steps of downloading the data. Am I clear with this? Hope I'm clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, it's getting, so I have downloaded that time, so you can see that. So this data has come over here. Okay, now I will go for this classification. So before I do classification, what I need to do is that you can see that this is a very big image, right? So might be you need to only do this much of area of interest is there. The swath of this was that much. So you just need to be of like your college campus or your area of interest, whatever it is. So you want to clip it. So you can go to pre-processing. You can write down this step. You can click to SCP. You can go to pre-processing, and then you go for clip multiple raster. Can you see? So you can clip it. You all know what is clip means. So I also need to explain what all the image supervised classification. This is one of the part of a supervised classification where you need to clip. Clip is nothing but if I get a swath of the image of 180, but my extent of the study area is very small, like maybe 2 kilometer by 2 kilometers. So I will clip it that, so that whole satellite image what I have downloaded is not getting processed because it takes a time. So better I clip it, and so that I can only process those of my area of interest. That is the part of clipping. So see, this is the process. So what I need to do is that first I have to click over this. You can see the green color, and I have to open whatever the datas are there, whatever the satellite images I have downloaded. Okay, and then what you need to do is that you'll see that after this it is coming over here. What you need to do is that you have to click over here and click over here with control button, and then press this plus. So as soon as you press the plus button, all the bands will come over here. Okay, you can see it. So sort by this, I will do it short, so that all the things, center wavelength, what is the multiple. So this is very important. So you can see the center wavelength is 1, and these multiplicative factors, additive factors. So this software has just taken the satellite images, but he is not aware of the wavelength. So how does he come to know the wavelength? So wavelength quick setting. So if you click over there, click over here, you have to take Sentinel-2. So here how many bands are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8A, 9, 10, 11, 12. Similarly, Landsat has 5 this red, blue, green, IR and NIR. So similarly here, when you click over here, so then you have to give it for the Landsat. Okay. Now what you need to do is that you have to clip the extent. So you need to know the lat long of the your clip extent. So what you can do is that you can take the coordinate of this and you can put it over here. You can use also this button so that when you click over there, the OpenStreetMaps open, and if you click on the OpenStreetMap, automatically this will be taken. You need not to go and note the clip extent also. This is the beauty of coding. So you can see that this is the clip extent I have taken. This is randomly I have taken only for 2 days, like this one, so that you get a better idea of that this process. So once you do it, what you need to do is that you have to clip, you have to run the process. So you can see that it is running now. It's getting clip. The name, you can see the clip from TR, it has become clip T3. Can you see? I hope everyone is getting able to follow. Now what I need to do is that I have to process that data, right? So I need not to process the whole, I need to just process the clip data. So I need to go to the SCP and then pre-processing, and then see, this is the most important part of your supervised classification, what the topic has been given. So today I have downloaded, I have performed this in Sentinel-2. So simultaneously, as your syllabus says that you need to process about the Landsat, so you will be choosing Landsat. Or else if you have Sentinel-3 or maybe others groups are also there, other members from other groups are also there. So similarly, if you want to perform the DEM, you can choose Aster and then Moody's simultaneously. So next, now we know that I'm going to perform the Sentinel-2, so I'll be choosing Sentinel-2. I hope. See, so then this is the tab it opens. So here it's saying the directory containing the Sentinel-2 band. So wherever your directory, wherever you have downloaded the data, you have to select it, and then you have to select the path of the folder of that. Okay, you can see it. Can you see? I'll select over this and then I will choose where the folder is there. So you can see that wherever the data I have kept, the clip data, it is coming. The next important part, which is most important part, a satellite image and a normal image does not have any difference at all until and unless we give the metadata file. So after just inserting this data, software is unable to process it because there are other metadata it requires, that what was the illumination angle, the solar irradiance, and all this. So all that comes from this metadata file. So one need to select this mtd msi file, and that's a very easy way. Like, you need not to get any confusion, that whenever you go and see that, sorry, you can go over here and then might be, yes. So here what is it showing, that whenever we go over that, yes, see, this file I need to give this metadata file. So I have to click, I will show it, I will just giving a demo part first. So I will show it. So first, this green color you have to press, and then you have to select that mtd DCI file. So once it is clicked, you have to run it. So once it run, you can see this is what I'm saying. First it was showing LT, now RT clip. Rectified. This is rectified. So just giving the metadata file, a file is being generated, that is RT, that is rectified image you are getting. Earlier whatever image we were showing, that was looking very similar, but it was not pre-processed. It was the solar irradiance was not given, the wavelength part was missing, and other atmospheric corrections, all it was missing. Just giving the metadata information, now it was showing that it is rectified of the image. Okay, so once it is done, now the next part so classification is that we need to define the band set and create a training input file. So all we are aware of, like theoretically you have learned about supervised classification and unsupervised classification. So in this software, in supervised classification, what we do is that we define or we train the imagery with the software some sample sites, and based on that sample sites, the image classify the whole satellite imagery and give us the result. That is supervised classification. Okay, and unsupervised is like the use like based on this algorithms, the software generates the result. Now what we need to do is that band set. Okay, see, now why band set is done first before doing the ROI, that is important. Now what I have done, that is important, I will again recollect those. The first I have opened the software, then I have downloaded the satellite image, then I have clipped the image. After clipping, I need to take the ROI for supervised class. But before that, what I need to do is that I have to do band stacking. What does band stacking means? If you know that Landsat has 7 has 5 bands, and then now in Sentinel it has 11 bands. Okay, so that you know that the image what you were showing, it was a black and white, right? So giving an ROI based on that, what visual interpretation, it will be very difficult. So we need to do an RGB composition of that. So in this process, that band composition will happen. Okay, so first you need to select from this. Okay, you can see the band set. Okay, so here we need to go there, band set, and then select the, can you see that? I hope I'm not very fast. What image I have chosen over here? RT clip. I was saying this line you have to import. First it was T3, then the second when I clipped, I got a clip T3. Then after that I got, I'll excuse for a second. Okay, just a second. Yeah, sorry for that interpretation. Okay, so where I was, yes, so you can see that first when I opened the image, I was getting T3 kind of things, an extension. After that I clipped it, then I am getting clip this, and then when I done the rectification, then I'm getting a RT. So when I do the band stacking, I have to choose this RT image. Okay, after that you can see that the 11 bands has come over this, and then I have to choose, yeah, select all and then do the plus. So it has come over this. So again I'm giving the wavelength. So which is the wavelength? I am taking Sentinel-2. Similarly you can go for Landsat. There is no issue in, there will be no change of steps. The steps will be the same. Okay, And then once you do this, what you can do is that you can see that training input this is very important. Once I have run that, you can see, can you see I have select over there, I have taken this, I have given this inputs, and then I have run it. So when I run, this is the result I'm getting it. Can you see virtual band set 1? Earlier I had only RT clip, now I am getting virtual band set 1. So after select, what you need to do is that you have to take it to the up. All you are aware that when we select put it up, the first set of images will be showcased over this. And when I choose and do this, after that virtual band set 1, you can see a colorful images come up. Very clear? Then what I need to do is that I can go and zoom to the layer, and then I can do this layer. If you know which false color composite, you can see that all this vegetation has come in red. You getting my point? So in landscape it is 432, now here 7. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I have to create ROIs. You all know the reason of interest. Okay, so ROI, so what I will do is that first I will select this ROI option. You getting my point? ROI option. Okay, so ROI option. So I will now select the input feature class. So my first feature class I have done over here. This is the water. You getting my point? So once I have taken the set of interest, then I will write the MC name water. That is the macro class, and the class name is lake. So in the set of images, there is water everywhere. Maybe this is a lake. The feature may be some pond or some river. So similarly, I have to create a scene name. The bigger name is the same, water, but the class name will be different. Maybe for lake it will be different, for pond it will be different, then for the river it will be different. I have taken a bigger pixel area, but you need to take a very small and pure pixel. That you have to keep it in mind. Okay, so once I have done, so I have to click over this signature. Once I have written this water, lake, and digitizing this, I have to click about the signature. Okay, can you get it? What I have selected? See, this is, I was telling about the SCP doc and layers. So this is the doc part. And when you click over the layers, if any one of you are following or simultaneously opening the QGIS in that and you're following my steps, you could have seen that there is a layer part. And this layer shows how many region of interest you have taken. Next, I have taken the water part. Now I am going to take for the settlement part. In the image, there are different parts, right? Settlement, built up area is there. So when you want to take the next, you can see that region of interest. You will click over this one, this part. Okay. This part. So you can see that, and the yes, one more amazing. You can see that the tool has a number of functions. So this is one of the functions. I think artificial intelligence, right? So this software has these capabilities of artificial intelligence, machine learning. So if you select this tool and give it a distance, you can see that without performing your supervised classification, it has taken the pure pixels of settlements. Can you see the white spots? And this has left out the vegetation part. This is the beauty. So if you remove the distance part, you see that. Can you see the white pixels, the pure pixels it has carried out? Now you see I have taken for the water, that is the macro part is water, and the class name is I have given lake, and for the build up I have given these are the buildings. Two classes I have triggered. Okay. Next what I need to do is that I have to select build ups and buildings. Okay. Then vegetation. Can you see vegetation? And here the first one was water. The class I have given 1. Here water and lake I have given 2. Here built up, and in the 2 CID name I have given buildings. Now I have taken the third one, the macro class, it is vegetation, and in the CID I have taken trees. So in trees, maybe you can give it like thick forest, thin forest, barren land, or plantations. The pixels, looking at the pixels, you will take the ROIs. So what you want to classify, that is also important. You want to classify only the ponds, only the rivers, or only the lakes. That is important. So your classes will accordingly change. So here I want to supervise whole image of the clip image. So I have taken 3 classes. Water, in the water part I can take again the subclasses lake, rivers, and then ponds. In the build up I can take that this is buildings. Then I can, that the spectral signature of an godowns or industry would be different. You're getting my point. So similarly I have taken a class macro class vegetations, and then the subclass trees may be different, maybe plants it will be different. You're getting my point. So similarly you have to do your accordingly what you want to supervise, what you want to classify. That is most important. So once you do, you have to save that. Well, how you can save? You have to click over this signature part. You get my signature part. So once it is done, you can see I can take now the soil. Can you see the soil? And it is filled. You can give it as a barren land, or you can take it as a different classes like vegetation. So that way also you can subclassify. So once it is done, you will press the signature button and you will save. So you can see the calculating the signature. So what does this calculating signature do? This image, when you creating the ROI, so it has on the back end whatever the DN values and the spectral signatures of the sentinel data along with the metadata it has been provided, it is storing here in this this ROIs, so that when you classify for the whole image, it will process simultaneously. Now this is the most important part of uh, supervised classification, or you can say classification of image. So the first day when you have taken the remote sensing class, there was a spectral band is been taught to all of us. Okay, so you might have seen that a vegetation has a spectral graph different, where in NIR it is high, and in red it is low. So that graph you might have seen. So this same graph will be shown over here. So once you select whatever the classes you have done, and then you go for, you can see there is a button called, see, spectral signature plot. Okay, so this this is the most important. All these are very, like, you can say that how we do Adobe Photoshop, everyone can press here and there, but the most important part, that whatever the ROIs we have taken, those are correct or not, those are correctly taken or not, those are what you have read in your theory part is the same or not, that you need to understand, and this will be provided by this button. See, can you know, all we know that the visible wavelength, then the microwave wavelength, the NIR, IR, near wavelengths, short wave, infrared. So all these are there, and you can see the spectral signature. Can you see? So whatever the color are there, those colors are indicating this. So you can see that soil, and then water. Water is very low. You getting my point? So in the band, like maybe in violet or blue or in green band or red band, you can see that the graphs are changing. So one need to understand this before doing the classification. This is a very 1.5 hour session. So I'm blank with all the students, and then I'm directly performing that. Just I'm giving it, this is a easier way of performing the supervised classification. Else some time again I will request ma'am, so that I take a very big session so that I can elaborately explain this. So here you need to understand, if you go to the theory part, then you will see that these graphs are there in the book, and then we need to relate, and then we need to know that whatever the ROIs we have taken is our pure pixel or not. The pure pixel concept is very important in supervised classification. Can you see? I have zoomed it. So if I opt out the vegetation, the graph is gone. If I opt out the built up, this is gone. So you can see the spectral signatures very correctly. Okay. So once you know that these are, yes, in this band the spectral signature is seems need to be this way, and you are happy with your ROIs what you have taken, then you can see that the spectral angle, the equilibrium distance, and this those are not necessary, but the graph is very important, what you take. Once you are happy with the graph, you can change the color. So that you can see that I have wrongly, this color is a very minimal thing. So water means need to be blue on this color. So it just I am changing the color again. See, can you see? So before this fields that these colors are there, so I have changed so that when I get the result, I can relate that yes, the water means wherever the waters are there, it is coming as a blue color for me in a better way. Okay, so one of the other advantage of this tool is that we all know that ADAS, Imagine, or other software, that once we take the ROIs and all this, you have to classify. This button is there. Can you see the preview button? This preview button allows you to perform with all the ROIs only for a very small area, so that you are happy with the result, then you perform for the whole set of images. This is the beauty. So you can see this. I have zoomed into it, that with the classes, this is the result. And if you feel like, see, this was, I have given the watercolor. Can you see the lake? And it has rightly classified the lake. Can you see? That means I have taken correctly for the lake. Once you are happy with this small result, now you want to perform for the whole set, this set of images. Then where you go, you need to go again to the SAP, and then you write the step, that is band processing, and then you go for classification. Okay, once you go for classification, you press to get this interface, and you select input band, on which input band you want to perform. That is important. So I am taking normal one, and then use MCID and CID. MCID, I was telling the macro part, and this is the subclass, the class part. And the important part, you have all learned about the algorithms, that there are different algorithms are there. So I have taken the minimum distance with the threshold value is 0.01. Okay, so once it is done, so you can take either this or either this mcid the class or the subclass. And this is important. You see, you might have read about the this one, uh, this maximum distance, maximum likelihood, and spectral angle mapping. These are the algorithms based on that ROIs this perform. Okay, so you can see, you can take any one, with your this one. See, minimum distance and maximum distance and spectral angle. So one need to aware that where you are performing. If you are performing with a desert kind of area where homogeneous features are there, you can go for maximum. But where there is a heterogeneous clusters are there, you need to take minimum. And spectral angle is based when, if you are going for this hilly terrain areas, if your ROI is in hilly terrain, so you take that. And that is a basic concept. You can take either of your, with whichever your this is results are suitable, but this three like coherently we use in different, like when there is a homogeneous kind of thing is there, then we perform minimum, and when there is a maximum, then we go for that one. You getting my point? So once it is done, you can again preview, and then if you can see that maximum likelihood, you that this is the result. So it is, so in like again I told you, like the heterogeneous features mean you need to go for minimum. Okay, so once the classification is, we are done with that, so we can perform the whole satellite image. Now you can see that once we click the run, and then we classification, save the image, and then run it, and you can see this is the result. Boom. You can see the lake has been correctly delineated, and it has not taken a time also. It is time saving. It's very easy tool that you can perform. You getting my point? See, so unclassified means you can see one is water, two is built up. You see built up is there. Then the three is the vegetation. So wherever the vegetations are there. Then four is the soil. Okay. So more the classes you create, the more the results will be in the subclasses. Like soil, it is coming as like only one category. If you want to say that barren soil, if you want to say that field like vegetation, so whatever the classes you give, it will give you accordingly. Like you are supervising it, you are getting the result. That is the main funda of the supervised classification. I hope it is clear with my part. And the next is, this is one way of doing supervised classification. Other is, there is also, if you know coding, so you can go for Google Earth Engine, then this way you can perform it. And the other, if you are very like new, you don't have software hardware, both you don't have, so in that case this is option. You can see that if I want to go for this one, you can see that automatically, without doing anything, you need not to download also. You can go for Lancet data. I don't want this. I want only Lancet 8. You can see the Lancet data 8 is there. You getting my point? Once you click it, can you see, without downloading, within a time, it is not even in my hardware, it is in the cloud. Your image is there. And if you want to perform, you need to perform, you can see that you have to take 2 dates. All you are aware of NDVIs, right? You can see all this tool is available. So if I go over there again, see the cloud is the cloud percentage is more over here. So if I go, okay, before I say about this, I think with that SCP part, it is clear with everyone. Anyone having any doubt over there? I was very fast, that within 1 hour I thought of giving everything, so I was very fast in that case.
Ashish Shaha, you have some questions. You raised your hand.
If anyone having any doubts with this tool, you can ask me. You can mail over me any doubt if you are. I will pass the mail ID. This is my mail ID. You can, when you are following that step, what I have showed. Madam, I will share the video also. You are recording it, right?
Okay, sir. You can share your video also.
I have a very good quality video that step-by-step process is there. I will share it. Then you can pass it to the students, so they can step-by-step follow that one. And if they have any doubt, they can come to me or mail over me.
Nice, sir. Okay.
Okay. Again, the other two tools are there, so that I will show. So I was showing that. So this is the tool where with the cloud, so it's, like maybe PhD students and research scholars are also there. So this is very useful for them. See, mostly what happens is that when we need to analyze something, our most of the time happens in collecting the data. Downloading the data is a very, like, nowadays, okay, the internet is over there, but again, space is a very constraint. Your hardware is again a constraint, so you need to search, you need to download, then you finally come to know that, there is a cloud in that. So again, it's a very hectic task, and then you come to know that, okay, I have lost my 1 month, and then the result is been left. So this tool is very good, that within 2 minutes all your remote sensing image classification work is done. Truly, I'm saying that. Like, Google Earth Engine is there where you need to do coding and this and that, but here, if you know NDVI, if you want to know that, want to perform NDVI, this, like, within a click it is there, man. It's very easy. Like, two set of images. I will refresh it. Okay, so you can see, if I click NDVI, can you see the NDVI result is within a second. What I have performed in the earlier software, that you need to do this kind of filter, you need to do ROI, you need to do this, and within 1 hour, I was saying that within a second it is all over there. Nothing you need to do. Yes, the most important part is that you need to know theoretically very strong that what you're doing it. That is important. And then you can do change detection. So two set of image you take, just you need to sign up. That is in very, like, easy, that you need not to pay any bucks over this. So you sign up, do signing, and then process the change detection. Two set of images you take, and then within a click, your change detection is ready. You need not to do it. Earlier, when, like, we were doing, we have to download, then we need to process, and then finally we come to know that, okay, the cloud percentage is too much, delete it, again you download, and then you get two set of images, you perform analysis, classification, supervised classification, and then do the change analysis. But here you take You can filter it over here by doing the satellite image, and then by clicking this you can do it. If you want to do other things like false color composite, see. And the most important part, what I was doing, the classification, the land water, it is over there. And this is all in the Landsat. What earlier ma'am was saying, the Landsat, so one of the very very tough this one, algorithm, NDWY. So you can easily perform within a click. If you want to do vegetation analysis within a click, yeah, that's what I'm saying, that you need to aware of that thing, that this has 96% of cloud coverage, so maybe the result is different. So at the same end, we have problem with the hardware, software, and this, so we download, do process, and then we get a result. But here we know the result within a click, and then we change again the core part. So the core part can be changed within a time of fraction of second, so this is very important part. Now again I said, see, first I said about the ADAS imagine, then I said that this one demerits are there, that you need to go for very costly amount, then you go for crack, and this ADAS do not perform this, and then it takes time. Then I have shown you the SCP for the open source. Now that is also taking time. You can go for, if you don't have hardware, software, you can go for this. Now this is also a limitation, I am telling it, that per day you can perform only 10 satellite images. So that also can be said, eradicated. You can go with that, you can press this, you can note it down, app.sentinel hub, and here it is free. Here, although it is only having Sentinel data, or Landsat data is also there. So Landsat 7 data is also there. Can you see? Now the cloud coverage I need very less, so I don't need this much. And I don't want to go to Italy. I want to go somewhere to my place. So I am from here. I can choose over this, and this is my area of interest. So if you search, you're getting a result within a second. See, it's done. You're getting a result. You want to compare, I will choose compare. No layers have been selected. First I will choose this, I will take this, and you see I want to click the NDVI. Within no second my NDVI is ready. Can you see? My NDVI is ready. I want to know the moisture index. It's ready. Getting my point? That's very, these three tools for supervised classification or any image classification are very, very, very important in today's trend. So it might be from a different groups, like maybe UG students, master students, research groups, or PhD. So you need not to spend more time on your collecting data of remote sensing, satellite images, and then do classification and all this. Your data are within a second, it's available. And so this again requires more detail of that. So I don't have time, so that I'm going to like after 4 I have some other works also. So I will stop at 4 o'clock. So before that I will take some questions. Else I will show you that those are UZ students or master students, So I would like to also say a few words to them, that you need to focus on this kind of trends. You need to be ready of like what the industry wants, So these are the things industry wants. So I am working totally on open source. Why my company or my government is paying me? See, there are crores of softwares that they were going to purchase, but once I'm there, I have drastically reduced those prices, so they are benefited from me. So why? See, I could have easily, madam, I could have easily gone with that ADAS Imagine and this, Anshuman ji has told me that, sir, if you can show some new trends, which are the tools that will be useful. So I have been told morning, so with no time, I could only give these new trends that the students or whoever is present in this group will be immensely benefited with this using new tools. So these are in the trends. We are using it. Space application centers are using it. So this reduces the time of downloading hardware, manpowers, just the analysis. The government wants that within a second they need the result. They don't have time for 3 months. They download data, do processing, give the results after 4 months. That has no value. So result, like today the cyclone happened, they need the result by today's evening. So these are the tools. You can go for Modi's data, where the students are there. I'm saying it so that these the tools you explore, you will be immensely benefited. And at the same time, by doing this, you have to correlate with your theory. That is also important. And secondly, I will tell that the market wants about some developing codes also. So you can see that these are my developments with the government. So these are the things you can try in your college. That will help you. And rest, if you have some issues, you can ask me. And I have already shared my mail. Hope I'm not very fast. Any kind of doubt, you can ask me.
Any questions? Goel?
I would be happy if anyone have any questions.
হ্যাঁ মহাদি,
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, তুমি কন্টিনিউ করো তাহলে।
হ্যাঁ ক্লোজিং সেশনের জন্য কাকে ডাকবো?
এখানে তো তনুশ্রী নেই, তুমিই ক্লোজ করে দাও তাহলে। কোয়েশ্চেন একটু চেয়ে নাও। If any questions for the second session, then you can tell.
So now we are at the end point of this first day of 2 days state level workshop on QGIS and GPS, and it was very illuminating lecture by Sri Mustaq sir, and we are very grateful to have you. And also sir have shared his mail so that if we find any problem further, we can communicate with him anytime. And also sir has assured us to send his video regarding this, so I think it was very beneficial for the students as well as for us too. If any question are available from the desk of students as well as the faculty, it was welcome cordially. Please, if you have any question, ask. Sir is here to have the answer of all the questions in our mind. If any question
If no
are
question
there.
is asked, I will think that no one has understood it.
No, sir. Actually, the thing is that we are very layman in this field, and whatever you have learned, we have learned from you. We have to get practiced among that, and then after that we have question. And it is very nice of you that you have shared your mail so that we can communicate further regarding. Ask. I think there is no question. So, with the permission from the joint convener of both the colleges, Muadi and Professor Mashud Rana Mondol, today I am now about to close the technical session. Two technical session of these of the first days of QGIS and GPS. I think it was very beneficial for all of us who attend, whether they are teacher, whether they are students, whether they are research scholar. I think it was very illuminating, comprehensive, and lucid in character. And if any other queries are arise in these connections, the next day, tomorrow, it will be the second day, and I think that will be much more encouraging us to have our
queries regarding QGIS and GPS, as I personally think that I am very layman in this field, and each and every session is actually giving me new lights. So hoping a very interesting and knowledgeable session of tomorrow. I officially announce the closure of the session. Last but not the least, I will like to convey my thanks to both the joint convener of this workshop, Dr. Mohua Sen, Professor Masud Rana Mondol. I will convey my thanks to the speaker of this session, Sri Mustaq Ali sir. Thank you very much for having with us. I will like to convey my thanks the Principal Sir of Birbhum Mahavidyalay and Principal Madam of SFS Mahavidyalay. I will like to thanks all the faculty member of Department of Geography of both the colleges and the present participants and delegates, as well as my beloved students. I think today's workshop will illuminate us. Today's workshop will help us a lot for making very useful things that we have learned today, and we certainly applied it to the classes as well as our own research works. Have a very nice day. Have a very good day. We will meet tomorrow with the same link. I think sir have something to say. Yes, sir.
Please share me your email ID so that I can share the video.
Oh, definitely,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Definitely.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
have
Tomorrow the
Yes.
link will be the same. I request all the participants to join with the same link that have been provided for today's workshop. And the time, I think it was 11 a.m. na, Mohuadi?
Yes, yes.
The
11
time and
a.m.
the link will be the same, 11 a.m. We will see all of you. Your active and cordial participation will help us, will motivate us for arranging future workshop and making a successful it too. Thank you. Good
My
afternoon.
one request to Mustaq Ali sir. First of all, I convey my thanks to you for your
Thank you.
vivid lecture in this session. But my request is that I told earlier that because in our syllabus, that is the Landsat ETM Plus, that is Landsat 7 and LIS
Okay.
3, if you, my request it is that if you share your video with that data, that image and image interpretation, then our students can relate the whole things in the course.
Okay,
sir.
okay, ma'am. Definitely.
If you,
I will
if
do
you know problem, if you know problem, then
Yeah.
our request to you, sir.
Yeah, definitely. If my video do not serve the students, then there is like no use of that. I will definitely try to have that, but I will take some time in that case, because that morning I have prepared the video. Other works I also there. Within 1 or 2 days, I will do the video and I will send it. In that case.
Okay, sir.
Give me some time. Okay.
Okay, fine, sir. And
Okay,
so
okay.
I have also send you our mail ID to the
Yeah, ma'am.
Tonoy Pandit, so he can convey our mail ID, and I also here to give the chat box my mail
Yeah.
ID also.
Yeah, I've got it, ma'am. I have received it. Okay, then. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sorry.